What's going on, you beautiful people? So in this video we are going to talk about living life in full. Now what am I talking about here? Living life to the fullest, living life absolutely just having fun, doing amazing, doing all that stuff. Because sometimes we can feel like that might come from certain things that are like money, success, fame, fortune, anything like that. But does that actually get us that, man? I'm reading this book called Inner Excellence, and in that book he basically mentions the fact that all that is fickle, all that is just like fugazi. It's just stuff that's going to be here and it's going to make you think that it's going to make you feel good, but it's actually going to be nothing, man. And I have two things I want to talk about with this that's going to help us really understand this whole concept. Firstly, there's this TV show called Beef that I've been watching, and one of the characters in there is at the lowest point of his life, man. He is just terrible. He's feeling awful. He's feeling empty. He has this depression inside of him. And he goes to this other character who also is angry, upset, feels terrible, has this depression inside of her, but she's rich. He's poor and she's rich. And he goes up to her and he's basically like, I just want to ask you a question. Like, if I get to where you're at, is that going to be enough? And she basically tells him like it's all going to be fading away. It's all going to be terrible. It's actually not going to make a difference. So no matter the fact that she has the money, it doesn't matter, because it's all for her. She's living an empty life, man. She's angry. She's upset. She's just going on her whims, desire, based on how angry she gets at people, letting that control her life. That is not going to help us live in full, even if you're rich, even if you're successful. And in the book Inner Excellence, he basically talks about that is where we are going to really see, do we want to live life in full? If you want to live free, if you want to live joyous, if you want to live happy and peaceful, why not go after that right now, man? Why not chase after that? And the way that we chase after that is by going after God, going after Christ. Another way that we can think about this is there's an anime called Chainsaw Man, and in this anime there's a character called Denji, and Denji is a super powerful character. Basically in this universe there's devils, and based on how strong of like the devil you are, that's where your power comes from. So he's a chainsaw devil, which chainsaw is pretty strong, so he's pretty damn powerful. He's pretty damn powerful, but he is like a teenage boy up in this body, man. He is just not somebody who is very smart sometimes. He makes a lot of dumb decisions. Like, let me give you an example, man. This is an example of his motives. He was like, there's this girl named Power in there, and she comes up into the room, and she's like, she's kind of annoying, she's all this and that. She comes up, she's blasting, she's talking all loud, and she's like, I'm gonna be here now, like, this is where I'm coming in to help you guys. And at first, he's like, I'm upset, like, no, you're not gonna do this. But then he sees her boobs, and he's like, okay, like, you can come up in here. That is what he is controlled by boobs, by women, by approval, by looking good, all that stuff, man. And I mean, we can't even say anything about it, man. We're all human, we're all stuff like that. But that's what he thinks that he needs to go after, because he's just like has his lowly desires and he's like happy about it. It's the funniest thing ever. If y'all have ever watched it, it's hilarious how he operates. But because of this, there's another character called Makima who is like more powerful. She's very powerful. She's called the Control Devil, and she basically just controls him. She like treats him like a dog, and she walks him around because she knows that he'll do anything for her approval, just to look good, just to get a little bit of a touch of her boobs, anything like that, man. And it's the saddest thing, because he's this person who is all powerful. He has all this power inside of him, but he's only controlled by his desires and by the whims of his desires. And if you guys have ever tried to fight lust, if you guys have ever tried to fight your desires, you understand how much more powerful you are when you start to cut that stuff off, and when you start to go after things that are higher. So this is the perfect example for living life in full, man. Because if we go after the stuff of the world, whether it's pleasure, whether it's women, whether it's success, we're always going to be controlled by that, man. And we're going to do stuff that's going to lower us because we're controlled by these little things that aren't as high as going after God's love, going after what God has for us, going after God's will and stuff like that, man. So I really hope that you are able to place your confidence, place what you want to go after in God, and going after the fruits of the Spirit, going after what God has set for us, going after His will, and really anchoring ourselves in that. Because then all of a sudden, like, imagine if Denji was able to do that in this show. He would have been the most powerful character. There's a freaking plane passing by. Nobody could have stopped him. Everybody would have been like, damn, this dude is freaking unleashing his full potential. But for right now, he's just controlled by the people, man. So I hope that you are not able to be controlled. Damn, that's loud. Not able to be controlled by anybody in your life. Not able to be controlled by your desires, and try to fight against that as much as you can. I think it's so important. Oh, my bad. And I hope that we're all able to go against that, because it is one of the best things we could do once we start living in full in Christ Jesus. And I hope that you're able to do that, because I'm trying to do that as best I can. And I'm blessing you guys. I'm wishing the best for you guys. I love you guys. Hope you have an amazing day, week. Peace.